So this is my friend. I'm going to be hanging out with him and talking to you guys. So let's get going. Hello everybody, how you guys doing? I apologize for my absence. We just got back from our trip. We're still looking for a new home, a new property, a new place to farm. And it's been quite trying, so we don't want to rush anything. We want to make sure this next property for us is the right one. And on top of that, when we got back, our internet was down for like 6 days, which has never happened before. And we almost got to the point where we had to switch providers. But we're back up, so now I'm trying to play some catch up with you guys. So, man, a lot of energies, a lot of intense stuff been going on lately. I'm sure you guys have been feeling it, and I just want to talk a little bit about what's been going on with me and why I started this channel. So, most of you guys don't know, I have always, well, not always, and I'm sure many of you can relate to this. You know, if you were born as a child and you felt like you weren't from this place, this planet, things didn't seem right, you were born in the wrong family, you knew that the realm that you were living in was not what you were accustomed to, as far as me goes. I mean, the violence that I had to go through, to experience. And I'm sure there are plenty of you that are like that. Like, yes, you guys can agree to feeling like you're not exactly from this planet. Now, I'm not saying that I'm from another planet. All I'm saying is that these are some of the things that I've been feeling since I was a child, and then since 1985, that's when I started having UFO experiences with ships and things like that. So, having said that, I don't want to give anybody the impression that I am worshiping any type of aliens or any type of beings from other planets, whether they be Andromedan, Blue Avian, Arcturian, whatever. We are all beings of pure consciousness and love, and were created from the one creator, and we are all connected. Everything is connected. The trees, the ground, the rocks, the water, everybody, every being from every planet, we're all connected. We just don't know it. When I was approached through meditation by the Blue Avians, I had no idea. I did hear of the Blue Avians. I've heard of many different beings, but I personally I'm not a person who's looking to search out or to be a contactee. So when I was approached by them and asked by them to be a contactee for them, and I felt their energy, they're very loving beings, I said, okay, I'll go ahead and do that. So long as everything is copacetic and they're not asking for like worship or anything like that. They're not those kind of beings. These Blue Avians, if you don't know who the Blue Avians are, they're a bird species that are humanoid, so they have arms and legs and fingers. They don't have skin like we do. Their skin is very bird-like and very blue, and very tight to the skin, and they all look different. Some of them have beautiful, like mohawk, purple strands of the hair when it comes up, and even some of them, I think one of the older ones, I shouldn't even say that they're older, but their eyelashes come out like feathers. So they're all different looking, and when I was approached by them, I was pretty excited, first of all, because I've never had them approach me before. I have seen the tall grays, I've seen the Andromedans, the Pleiadians, the grays, of course, back in the early days, where I was dealing with a lot of that stuff, which I'll have to do on a different video. But so when I was asked to be a contactee, I said yes. They decided to, they said that they were going to be in touch with me. I didn't know when. I didn't know if it was going to be physically. And that night is when I had a dream of them approaching me, inviting me to their home. And I was in a forest similar to this. Only the trees were bigger, and there was a huge gate that I walked. When I was walking through the woods, it came onto a big, huge open clearing where there was this huge gate, I want to say about at least 20 feet tall. And then it came down to a small gate. And this is where I kind of started walking up towards the tall gates, and I just assumed they were huge doors. Like I said, they're like 20 feet tall. I just assumed they were for the giant beans that I'm assuming, come there. I didn't see any though. But anyway, so as I approached the smaller gate, and I was met by the Blue Avians, I was so excited. I just wanted to run up and hug them. And they're like, they don't, they're not aggressive like that. And so I just had to, at a distance, give my love and appreciation and say thank you for inviting me. So anyway, so who are the Blue Avians? The Blue Avians are a group of beings. Like I said, they're bird species, and they live in a very balanced planet that is in balance with nature. So what they're trying to do with me is basically just to convey a message that we need to take care of our planet. That's it. They really are here for the planet, for Gaia. They're not really here to I don't want to say help humans, but they understand what's going on this planet, and I'm sure you guys know how bad things are on this planet and how much work has to be done in order for us to evolve into a higher state of consciousness. Now, of course, those of us who are already there, we're already there, but the rest of humanity who still has to learn, and there's going to be those that aren't going to evolve yet, and that's fine. It's all part of a learning curve. So if you don't do it this time, you'll come back around and do it the next time. And it's just like repeating a grade. And so as I walk through their village, beautiful village, their homes are embedded in the trees. So as you walk along the trees, you can see these paths, and they're curved, and they have these. I really need to draw this stuff so you guys can get an idea of what it looks like. But they have these curved beds. I don't want to say curved bed, but basically circular beds made out of straw. I think from some kind of bedding material. It's no different than a nest, like a bird's nest, only it's on a much bigger scale, and they sleep sideways on their sides like this. So one would be like this, and the other one would be like that. And I think I saw maybe two to each pod. So how do they communicate? And this is, I would say, telepathically, 100%. They do have a language, a vocal language, but we don't have the ability to communicate like they do verbally. Their voices, they're part birds, so that's why you can't pronounce, some of the things that they say. So it's all telepathic, which makes things a lot easier. What do they eat? They eat, from what I saw, seeds, nuts, something that was in a bowl that they were kind of pecking away at. There are those who don't need to eat, which I can understand that because they're some of us here on this planet who are moving further and further away from needing to consume heavy foods and moving more towards liquids. And I could see them kind of like, pecking away. They still have beaks, so they have beaks. They have beautiful faces. Their feathers are really tight along the skin, and beautiful colors. It's almost like blue and kind of purplish colors. Indigo. They're just beautiful beings, and they live in peace. They don't have the same issues we have here on our planet. We live in a very ego-driven planet, so as we're moving away from the ego, they're going to be a great example to just pick some tools from, and how we should better live together in balance with each other without going into war, without fighting, without destroying our planet. So as I am walking along, and you can see all these homes up in the trees, and like I said, you ever see the movie, what was that movie, Robin Hood, when the guy's like, to the trees? It's similar to that, only a lot more curvature, and there was just one particular walkway. It was like going underneath I guess I wouldn't call it a dome, but it's like an arbor basically, which is all wood, kind of like vined going around, and you kind of basically, it just kind of like a big path. Maybe it was about I don't know, maybe 10 feet wide. I can't remember how tall it was. It had to be, I don't know, maybe 10 feet tall or something like that. It was just a pathway that kind of goes into where the main village is, where they had a courtyard where the main eating area is. I saw areas where they take baths, and their baths were similar to their beds, where they're round, and basically have kind of like a waterfall coming off. Not a waterfall, but yeah, you have like an area, something where water's coming out, and you're basically just sitting underneath of it, or they are, and then kind of like shaking their bodies, and then they have water all around them. Basically like a bird bath, is what I would call it. So it's really beautiful seeing that, and I mean, when I saw it, I'm like, wow, I would love to live here. This is just beautiful, the way they're completely living one with nature. These beings, and like I said before, I'm not trying to say that they're to be worshipped. That is not what I'm saying at all. They're just people just like me and you. I'm talking to you. If someone's trying to talk to me, give me some advice, and that's good advice, then I'm going to listen to it. So that's pretty much what this relationship is. Where it goes from here, I really don't know. There's a lot I can go into, but I'm trying to keep this as simplistic as possible. Sorry, my phone got shut off again. It was all working when I got home, and then by the time I uploaded, the ending just disappeared. So here I am again. But again, I just wanted to say thank you for everyone for supporting my channel. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, stay in the heart, stay grounded, drink lots of water, and just enjoy the peaceful moments that you have. Try to find those quiet moments. If you can't get out in nature, I get it. Just find a quiet place and focus on your breath. Okay, guys, I love you all. Thank you again, and I'll see you soon. Much love.